This presentation is for MPH 5900, Emerging Issues in Public Health Policy and Ethics. The instructor is Dr. Krista Schumacher. This discussion is on Chapter 8, containing communicable diseases. My personal experiences with containing communicable disease, I just spent the last week with COVID-19. I was giving a directive by the Public Health Department on the procedure I was to follow. That is 5-day isolation from others is required, and from then on to keep a mask on for a total of 10 days. The CDC website has these guidelines. I went to the doctor and was given a date for my isolation to end. I thought it would be September 30th, but I was not to leave isolation until October 1st. So I went and looked up the isolation exposure calculator, and it starts the 5 days on the day after your first day of symptoms and positive. So I thought I was prepared for what was to come, but I wasn't. So I went and looked at what to do if I had COVID-19. And basically it's protect others from me and to take care of myself. So it's not all about protecting others. It's also being very conscious of the fact that you are taking care of you so that you get over this illness as well. Isolation protects you as well as others. I thought I was prepared for the feeling I was going to have, but I was wrong, because I've never been in isolation before for any disease. It is lonely. It is far more than just scary, and it causes great anxiety about what the future might hold. With COVID-19, I found out there is nothing in stone. The symptoms, what to expect, are very different. Thankfully, I was vaccinated with the 2 doses offered and 1 booster. I am of no doubt that those saved me from a long-term illness of COVID-19. Today is a good day. It is the first day I'm allowed to leave isolation, but the fear is very much alive. After this week, I do not want to go back into isolation again. Next, I have to sanitize my entire house before I can let anyone over again. I do not ever want to give this to anyone. I looked at the ethical perspectives next of isolation for COVID-19. Non-maleficence is do no harm. Protect others from the spread. I agree with that. If you have a communicable disease, it is your responsibility to do no harm. Follow your doctor's orders and the CDC guidelines. I did for COVID-19. And isolate if you have symptoms that are positive for disease. Beneficence, the benefits are produced over harms and cost. Yes, they are. Those who get this disease could have far worse outcomes than I had this week. Maximal benefit of balance of benefits. Are the costs proportional? Yes. The costs are the same. 5 days in isolation, no matter if I was off work for 5 days, it is the same for all who have the disease and need to be isolated. You don't get that money back. But thankfully, I had sick leave, and for those who don't, I feel for them. It's not easy worrying about having disease and how you're going to pay the bills. Justice. Each person is treated equally. In my experience, all of us who were positive had symptoms were treated the same with respect and consideration for what we're about to go through, but also that we were to follow directives and do what we need to do to protect others. Additional insights related to my experience. In summary, I voluntarily took the isolation requirement to heart. Fear and isolation are a real thing. I believe the outcome of protecting others is worth the loss of work, the isolation, the loneliness, and the fear of the unknown to go this alone. I agree with the procedure, but the actual living of it is not as easy to swallow. If I did not care so much about others, I doubt I would have taken this as seriously as I did. I may not have gotten very sick, but my actions are directly related to the harm of others, and I don't want to pass this on to anyone. These are my references, and you will find here the isolation precautions for people with COVID-19 and the calculator what to do if you have COVID-19. Please take this seriously. Communicable diseases are real. Even though it wasn't as bad for me as it could have been, it was very scary, and I'm glad I'm over it, and I will not pass it on. Thank you.